does make me better, though. Getting an opportunity to do that.
Just gonna scoop you every time.
Like, oh crap, dude, now they're trying.
Pin!
Man.
Oh, bro, you gotta quit.
Give it
quit
to
the
Thor.
game. I'm giving it to
After
Thor. Yeah.
that,
And he had choices of what type of finish to apply. And bang, he goes for the smash. Lovely goal. Oh, the glutton might go ahead. And a goal in the lead.
He wasn't saving that even if he was first post, tell you that. That was upper 90. Hey everyone, this is Lesky here, back with another FIFA 21 Pro Clubs player build for you guys today. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my new Samuel Eto'o build that I created about a couple days ago. I tried this build out and I like it a lot. Definitely one of my top center forward builds I'm going to have on my channel. I would highly recommend this build and recommend you guys trying this out if y'all like. And also, I had a teammate use this build as well, just so it just wasn't me using the build, and he did very well with the build also. So I'm going to be having clips of both him and me using this build. He's the Messi character, while I'm Yaya Toure. And don't worry, I got a different character now, but it's still the same build. I just changed my character last night, so don't worry about that. It's still the Eto'o build. But going over on this athletic page, as you guys can see, I'm 5'10", 149 pounds. Let me go to the body page. There you go. 5'10", 149 pounds. You're obviously going to want to be on the low side of 5'10", because if you bump it up like that, the stats will change. So you're going to want to be on the low side, and then you'll be good. And that's it for the body page. So now let's go over to the skill tree, guys, and I'll show you guys what I have listed. Alright guys, so over here on the playstyle screen, as you guys can see, I'm hovering over the Samuel Eto'o build. And if y'all look at my other builds, I have a Fernando Torres build and a David Beckham build that I've used and I like a lot as well. Don't worry, these builds will be posted to my channel in the near future, so stay tuned for that if you want to see a Fernando Torres or Beckham build. But for now, we're obviously going over the Eto'o build in this video. So let me click on this and show you guys what I have for the skill tree. So I'm listed as a center forward, 5'10", 149 pounds, and I'm right-footed because Samuel Eto'o is right-footed in real life. So, on the physical page, we have all the way to the second wind, which is what I recommend in every single video, except if you're an innie, I would recommend taking off the second wind, just because you're not going to be running around very much, because you're going to be controlling every player since you're the innie. On the left side, we have all the way down to this second jumping, because as you guys can see, it gives you +2 jumping for only the cost of 1 skill point, which is quite nice. And Eto'o on most of his cards on Ultimate Team have crazy jumping, I do believe. I think it's almost exactly 89 on his mid icon card, if I'm not mistaken. So that is actually spot on with jumping. The strength, he has a decent amount of strength. It's like mid-70s for most of his cards on Ultimate Team. So we went with 75 strength. And another thing that's good, like the jumping one, how it only costs 1 skill point for 2 jumping, this strength also only costs 1 skill point for 2 strength. So that's going to be it for the physical page. Got some really good jumping and decent strength. And then with the second wind. So now let's move on to the dribbling since we have nothing on defending. And one thing that I did forget to mention at the start of this video, guys, before we keep going with the skill tree, I actually have Samuel Eto'o's mid icon card in Ultimate Team, and I use it a lot, and I like it a ton. So I kind of based it off his mid icon card in Ultimate Team. If you look at his stats, they're not obviously going to be all exact. Some of the stats are going to be better, some might be worse. But I tried to do as close as I possibly can, and I went with 5'10" because obviously Eto'o is exactly 5'10", so that's why I went with that height. So now moving on to the dribbling. As you guys can see, I have this whole left side because I wanted the 5-star skills. Eto'o in Ultimate Team does not have 5-star skills. He has 4-star skills and a 4-star weak foot. But I'm just a really big fan of 5-star skills. If y'all don't want 5-star skills, what I would recommend is taking off this one rather than this skill. I would keep that one so you can keep the flare trait, because flare trait is very good in this game. If y'all don't want the 5-star skills and can just do with the 4-star skills, definitely just go with take this one off. but I'm just a huge fan of 5-star skills, and I really just can't play without it, especially in pro clubs. It just kind of sucks for me. But again, if y'all just want to do the 4-star skills, feel free to use that and put it on anything else y'all would think would work best. And maybe towards the end of the video, I'll give y'all some suggestions if you only want to go with the 4-star skills. But again, I went with the 5-star skills. So we got all this agility and balance on the left. That gives us to 88 balance and 88 agility. Very, very well-rounded and good stats for a 5'10 center forward. And then we went all the way to the flare to get the 5-star skills. And then the flare pass is just really good for one-time back heels, fancy shots, and then fancy first touches. Can be very OP in certain situations. So now let's move on to the passing part of this build. And as you guys can see over here on this pass page, we do not have anything on the passing, kind of like the same with defending. There's nothing on passing. On Eto'o's mid icon card, he has 82 passing, and I believe, let me back out really quick. As you guys can see, the physical passing, the passing is 80, and he has 82 on his icon card. So I think that's good enough, especially since we're going to be a center forward. We're not really an attacking mid or a midfielder. We're obviously a striker more with this build. And again, the reason why I went with a center forward over a striker, I said this in I think with my R9 video, and maybe even my Ronaldo video, my CR7 video, it's just center forwards are a little bit faster, and they also have more pace, which is why I went with center forwards over strikers in some of my builds. So again, on this passing, we have nothing, but as you guys can see, we have 80 vision, pretty solid, 72 long passing, not that great, 86 short passing, pretty good, and then 77 curve. What I would want to get up a bit is that curve, so maybe if y'all want the 4-star skills, maybe just go with the extra curve, something like this, because it'll bump up your long passing 1, and then it'll give you 1 extra curve, and then 2 extra curve for only 1 skill point. So that'll actually get you up to 80 curve, which could actually be pretty sick. Because as you guys can see, as we're going on to the shooting section, I do have the finesse shot trait, since Eto'o does have the finesse shot in Ultimate Team. But one other thing I'd like to mention, looking at his card right now, Eto'o has 85 short passing and 73 long passing. With this center forward build with no stats added on to passing, we have 72 long passing and 86 short passing. So 1 less long passing and 1 more short pass. So that's pretty freaking accurate if you ask me. And he also has 87 vision, which we can't really do much about because you can't even upgrade that stat in the first place. So now moving on to shooting. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, we have the finesse shot trait on him, and he also has 4-star weak foot, so that's what we went for. So basically we went for everything on the left side except for this middle one that's a long shot advanced focus, which you really don't need since you already have 90 long shots. So what this will give us is 93 finishing, 81 free kick accuracy, and actually on Eto'o's mid card, he has 93 finishing exactly, so that's spot on. He also has 81 heading accuracy, and we have 83, so that's a little bit better. He has 89 long shots, we have 90 long shots, almost spot on. 89 shot power, we obviously can't get that high. It's pretty much not possible. Even if you get these 2 shot powers, it would only go up to 85. So we can't really do much about that. That's just what we're going to have to deal with. And then looking at volleys on his Ultimate Team card, he has 87 volleys, and we have a whopping 88, which is very close, and 1 extra. And then he has also 91 pins, and we have 87, which is pretty solid in the first place. And again, he has the finesse, so make sure when you're shooting, especially from outside the box, since you have 90 long shots, try and hit those finesses if you have the right angle, especially if you're on your right foot. Go for the finesse shot, it's very good, or especially if you're like in a crazy angle inside the box and you want to finesse it back post, go for it, because you have pretty good finesse shots with that trait. And like I said, if you wanted to use those extra 3 skill points, if you only want 4-star skills, you can even add curve to 80, which will also help your finesse shots as well. So now moving on to the pace page, which will be the last part of this page. And as you guys can guess, since Eto'o was very rapid in real life, we went for the full pace upgrade as a 5'10", 149-pound center forward. And what that will give us is 92 acceleration and 90 sprint speed. On Eto'o's mid card, he has 91 acceleration, 91 sprint speed, which actually will round out to exactly 91 since we have 92 acceleration, 90 sprint speed. So that's basically pretty spot on as well. It might not be the fastest build, but it's really all we can get, obviously, since I have it maxed out for a 5'10 center forward, 149 pounds. If you wanted to make him skinnier at 119 pounds, I don't think you would have as good of jumping or as good of strength, which could be pretty helpful. So that's why I went with 149. And this is also just more accurate according to his card, his mid-icon card, obviously, is the one that we're looking at, since I mentioned that about 5 times now. So yeah, this build is actually pretty fast. It can catch people by surprise. It's not the fastest, might not be as fast as what some of y'all are used to, maybe using like a 95 pace, like smaller guy, but it can be very useful and can do work on computer, because I think the fastest paced computer is probably the outside backs and like the outside mids, and they probably have like, what, 88 pace or something. So you'll be able to outrun them, no problem. This build is actually very good just to get in behind. And as y'all can see, I have actually a couple clips where my innie just punts it, and I just zoom with Eto'o over the past the defenders, and I just run onto the ball, and then basically I'm one-on-one with the keeper. It can be very deadly in situations like that. And then again, you actually have a decent height of 5'10", so you kind of can body people off with that 75 strength. Not the strongest, obviously, but it can do a job. So that's about it for this build, guys. It's going to wrap it up. Let me know what y'all think of this build. I'm actually a huge fan of it. Please put in the comments how it worked for you guys, or how y'all are liking it. I would really appreciate that. And if y'all are still watching this video, please hit that like button if you enjoyed or are entertained by this video. I would really appreciate that. And maybe even that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed to my channel. I would also greatly appreciate that as well. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.
Being pressed and pressed high.
Oh,
That's trippy.
Oh, that works.
Perfect.
It left me open. What?
Leaving you still open.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Ah.
You got it? I got it.
Really good.
Just
Come on, baby.
pass it. I'm still
baby.
on the ground.
Holy
Whoa.
craps. Hop over him.
Surely.
Oh! That would have been so filthy, bro. Oh my gosh.
Stop playing. I was just insanely amazed by what I just saw.
No way. That would have been insane. I'll try it again. Ooh.
Whoop,
All the
I'll do it
way.
again.
Juggle him. Juggle him again.
I'm frozen,
Again.
but I'm
One more
still
time, one
doing
more
it.
Helped you out.
Dude, I'll show you what it looked like on my end.
Did you see you and Ronaldinho run into each other?
No.
Y'all
I didn't see
literally
anything
headed like
until
this.
the ball was on the ground and I hit B. That was when I unfroze, was when I shot.
That might make him rage.
Well, here it is again.
Like, you
He's done
juggled
so
it over
well.
2 people, and then you added... Oh, there you go.
I juggled over him like 3 times.
You had
already.
the chance to juggle it over him again, and then y'all, like, ran into each other, but it still worked.